Well, that is a matter of theft. Yeah. And the order is also it's an insurance assessor who gets sent out to Seville to investigate the pilfering of silver and gold from the Catholic Church, because all these wonderful precious relics, they are housed in gold and silver. Now, for the past 1,000 years or so, they have been authenticated by a Vatican thing called the Censea. But for once, these relics are sent out of Spain to Hungary for restoration. And somewhere along the line, the gold and the silver gets nicked, replaced with brass and tin. And this guy's got to find out. Now, he steps on too many toes, and there is a secret order of assassin monks who want to murder him. And they tried and they tried and tried, a bit like Tom and Jerry. But he gets away with it all.
Does assassin monks, that comes up in Dan Brown's stuff, doesn't it?
Well, the same origin, because when I lived in France, the origin of the Holy Blood and the Holy Grail, which is a documentary about the bloodline of Jesus. I mean, every modern writer rips off that thing. There was a court case about it. Dan Brown didn't steal it. He was only inspired by it. Well, I was also inspired by the same story. But apparently, I mean, popes will have their secret little helpers. And sometimes, like in the mafia, and like in Vatican, they work on the same principle. There are certain people who have to be eliminated. The Russians had the same system. People used to be airbrushed out of the party photographs, you know. So there was this set of monks who used to airbrush people out who weren't really required. Now, at one stage, they were abolished, but the Pope, who was one of the Borgias, made such a mess of it that he didn't abolish them. So they're still out there, this secret order of assassin monks wearing Gucci shoes, silk underwear, snorting cocaine, and mayhem, trying to kill everybody else. Yeah. But my man manages to solve the problem and stays alive. Now, I'm not telling you how he stays alive. You have to buy the book and read it. But it is such a strange thing, because when I researched into historical facts, in Hungary I bought 3 very thick Hungarian books written by a Jesuit priest about the church of the history of the Roman Catholic Church. And these monks, going back to 800 AD, did exist, and they did arrange the assassination of somebody who could have been the last surviving member of Christ's bloodline. Now, Dan Brown didn't invent it, you know, he wasn't snorting Harpic when this came to his head, you know. He took it from a book. I took it from the same book. In fact, I went to Rennes-le-Château, where the whole thing is, because I live very near it in the Pyrenees, and there's this priest, and the story is there. And, you know, for all we know, if you're Roman Catholic or you're Christian, that there were survivors of the bloodline of Jesus, and sorry, I knocked the mic, and that one of the popes sends out assassin monks to assassinate it. It's mind-boggling, but it's in the order. You read it.
Yeah. Well, that fits. For there to be a bloodline, then there has that idea of him, Jesus, actually being married and having children is something that no Christian church seems to want to acknowledge the possibility.
Well, it's difficult because I'm a fallen Roman Catholic, and I've fallen a long way from Budapest to Penzance. It's a long way to fall. But if you look at it, Jesus was a rabbi, a teacher, an assassin, and the rabbis had children and all that. When the early Christians were picked up by the Romans had this obsession that a god has to be a divine figure. So they could not have a good teacher teaching Christianity just like an ordinary human being. Had to be deified. When every emperor became a god themselves, they just had to make somehow Jesus a god figure. Now, I'm talking, I probably do an extra 50 years in hell for that, probably very, very bad cleaning up details, something else. But I don't know. I look at it historically. I think everything that Christianity stands for is terrific. It's just sometimes the practitioners and the organizers go a little bit off off message. And I mean, the Vatican's been off message for 2,000 years. But who am I to say it? A fallen bad Christian. God.
No, that's okay. Well, we'll have to get the church in for a right,
yes, that's right.
For a right to reply.
Right to reply.
Yeah. Okay. Well, tell us, Antal, your books. How can people get hold of them?
Well, you go onto Amazon Bookstore and you can buy it as a paperback because it's printed by CreateSpace. They provide print versions of the book. And on the same website, you can get a Kindle. The Kindle is on about £2, £2.50. The paperback is about £9 plus postage. And there it is, Amazon. Eat your heart out. But I'm thinking of trying to get it onto other platforms because the trouble with digital publishing, which could be another thing, how to do it, it's a good idea to get it out there. But if people don't buy the book, it doesn't get anywhere. So you have to get as many platforms as possible.
Yeah.
And there are other digital platforms other than Amazon, and they all try to muscle into the same market, and are making efforts to corner the digital market.
Yeah. Well, that's another scope for. I'm always looking for program ideas, and the creation of the e-books and the impact on bookshops and booksellers. So getting authors and booksellers and those who believe that the book is doomed and e-books are the answer together in the studio to talk through those issues.
No, like Bob Dylan said, times are a-changing.
Absolutely.
They are changing. The whole publishing world is being turned upside down. Whether it's better or worse, it is different than it was 10 years ago.
Yeah. Right, okay. So have you got another book in the pipeline?
Yes, it's called The White Mare, and it's with the publisher who published those two, but I'm not too sure whether he's keen on it. I don't know. He may not have read it yet, but I don't know. I sent it off. All you can do is send it off and see if they publish it. If they do. If they don't, I publish it myself. It's very easy to publish for yourself now.
Yeah. Is it White Mare? Has it got a Hungarian theme? I've just got that image of white horses going across the Hungarian plains.
Well, no, there is the mad Hungarian painter who was in a matter of theft is involved. He has painted another magical painting that's got nasty qualities to it. The White Mare is about a guy who goes on a walk, kind of pilgrimage of his own to discover himself, gets lost in a countryside in France.
Yeah.
It's a hostile countryside with evil spirits, and his spiritual journey is knocked sideways by evil forces. But I'm trying to make everything possible, feasible, believable in a real world. But when you're mixing the spiritual with the real, you get some problems. That's what the White Mare is about.
Yeah. Do you do readings?
Readings?
Yeah.
No, because I mean, like, do I read my own work?
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking if if we invited you back, to talk about some of your works, and you could read bits.
Well, if they can put up with my accent, I find it difficult to put up with, but if they can,
I can understand most of the things you say, mate. So don't worry.
Right. No, I'm up for it. I'm up for anything,
Okay, great. Well, I think our time's nearly run out, Antal. Any final words?
Just buy the books.
I guess that was coming. Thank you very much for dropping by and coming in, and I hope you'll come and see us again soon.
Right. And thanks for the opportunity for chatting. Yes,
lovely, great. Okay, and thanks for telling me how to pronounce your name correctly.
Okay.
And I was just trying to think of a couple. I've been to Hungary. I passed through Budapest and went down to Lake Balaton, and then. I can't remember where I went next. I either went to Slovakia or Slovenia. I ended up in Slovenia, I know that.
Yes.
And I had this difficult job of telling the bus conductor where I wanted to go to. And at the end, I just gave up and showed him. And he said, "Oh, yes," sort of thing, kind of thing. Yeah. It's not an easy language, is it?
No.
Anyway, great. Anyway, thank you very much for your time. And I hope we can have you in again sometime again soon.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, John. Thank you.